Well, boys, it's time that we look back and decide who has the most integrity of the three of us. Who here is the most trustworthy? Who here going into the future can be the most relied upon for the loyal listeners of Red Card Radio? It is Sheets of Integrity Week. Let's get into it. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. With me tonight, that is Brad. He supports Chelsea. And down below, that is Sean. He supports Tottenham Hotspurs. Boys, hello. What's up? How are we doing?
These sheets are in no way a representation of any of our characters and the integrity that we have. When it comes to our footy knowledge, I think it's actually the exact opposite.
I think
it sounds like someone who's... Go for it.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it sounds like that's something someone would say who got some really bad picks.
No. It's just you didn't explain the rules properly at the beginning of the season, and so I thought it was basketball, not golf. And so these are my problem.
We'll have to get into that.
Sean Stradamus got unseated, is all I'm going to say.
We'll have to see who takes the cake, if you will, in this. But before we get too deep, before we start analyzing our predictions from way back in August last, if you are new here, if you're just stumbling across us, hit that subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell. If you're on the podcast site, hit it with a 5-star, leave a follow, all those things. Drop a comment on YouTube and join our Discord. It's in the description below, or on the podcast notes, or whatever it is that you can see words. That's where all those things are. Those things really help us out. We really appreciate it. Kind of a maybe like a housekeeping idea. We kind of break Red Card Radio down into seasons. I guess this is kind of the end of our third season that we've been doing, and so this will be the final episode of season 3. But worry not, because we'll be back next week with the first episode of season 4, getting ready for the 2023-2024 Premier League season, because it's actually pretty close, boys. Preseason starts in like 3 weeks, so that's pretty hype. We're in Brad's favorite time of the season, which is the transfer market.
Yes, I am. Yes. I love this time of year.
Control.
Yeah, Brad's been excited for the transfer market because Chelsea's been so trash this season that he's been like, I'm ready for more signings.
The season is over. The season
James,
is over.
I would like to proclaim that this is now my new favorite season, because we might get rid of Eric Dyer.
Oh, I guess we'll see. All right. So, Sheets of Integrity. So what we do here, we like to put our names on some paper with some predictions. We've been doing this. I think this is like the third time we've done this. This is the most in-depth time we've done it. And I like the way we've done it this year. But the things that we predicted at the beginning of the season, we predicted the top 4 in a specific order, who would win second, third, fourth. Then we picked who would be relegated in no specific order. So it doesn't matter what position they were in. We just picked the 3 teams that would be in the championship. We picked who would win the Premier League Golden Boot, who would win the Premier League Golden Glove. And then we also predicted the Europa League winners, Golden Boot, and the Golden Boot for that. And then the Champions League winner and the Golden Boot for that. And then the last thing we did, which was the pinnacle of what we decided to do this year, is we predicted 1 through 20 where teams would finish this year. And we have tallied the points. The way it works is you list all the teams, and then where they actually finished versus where you predicted they finish, whatever the difference is there, you get points for that. And so the lower total number of points is better. So we have done the maths. We have calculated the figures, and we have a winner in this endeavor.
Hey, point of order. I do remember way back in the day, though, that you did say whoever predicted the FA Cup winner, we're taking 20 points off.
This, Sean, do you remember that?
Yes, Sean does.
Let the record.
It's the official integrity holder of the sheets
I
do not remember that.
I guess we can leave it up to Red Car Radio to decide, Radioheads, if I am holding up my end of the bargain on these sheets of integrity.
So let's get into it. Sean, you've got the top 4 for us. Who does everyone pick to finish in the top 4 in the order? Just the floor is yours.
So, on the sheets of integrity, Sean, me, myself, and I have picked Spurs, Liverpool, City, Arsenal. I couldn't have been more wronger.
More wronger. Yeah, I like that. So how many you got?
Bad.
You got City and Arsenal. So you got 2. You got 2,
I got
right?
2.
Not
Liverpool finished. No, they didn't. They're in Europa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Liverpool finished 5th.
Yeah, so not good. All right, on James, we've got City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs.
I also got 2.
Also got 2. Yeah, got 2.
2.
Brad, you had Chelsea, Liverpool, City, Arsenal. And you had a caveat, Spurs 5th. Also wrong.
So it's interesting that we all got 2 correct there. We all got Arsenal and City.
Yeah.
Arsenal and City.
All
3 of us.
We all thought Spurs would do pretty well. I mean, Brad thought Spurs would finish 5th, but we both, Sean, you thought Spurs would win it. I thought Spurs would finish 4th. What happened to Spurs?
I don't want to talk about it, but next year is a new season. That's a fantastic thing about the offseason is next year's a new season. We all start with 0 points, baby.
That was a galactic level dodge that we will not let Brad get away.
Absolutely.
We will not let Brad get away with this because if I remember correctly, and Sean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but last year, so this is not this sheets of integrity, but the sheets of integrity previous, I picked Arsenal to win the league. And they finished 8th, kind of similar to what Spurs did. And I got dragged through the mud. Yeah. Actually, we finished 5th. Hold on. Time out. Let me back up. I picked them to win the league and we finished 5th. And I got dragged for this for 12 months. Brad picked Chelsea to win it and they finished 12th. Okay.
You know what?
So where I'm here to collect.
You know what? Put it down, 23-24. Chelsea's winning the league.
You're such a troll. Get out of here. All right.
Hey, wait. I got the stars. I got stars.
We need to count. You know what, James? We should start a written in the stars counter.
Yo, I got one.
That's not a bad idea. Like it's on the screen.
Just count how many. Because if we would have counted how many times he said it's written in the stars last year, it would probably equal, trying not to exaggerate, 60 to 70.
What we should do, Sean, is you and I should do a silent, like just between the two of us. Don't tell Brad, but we should for next year pick how many times, just like how many times we think Brad is going to say written in the stars, and then when we check the sheets of integrity at the end, I don't know if we'll be able to keep a tally. Like that's going to be difficult.
Bonus points.
The difficulty is going to be keeping a tally of that, but.
All right, you want to know my written in the stars though?
No. Time. I want to back up.
Hold on. I got to get started on next year's tally. Hang on.
I'm not done with this. I want to know what your rationale.
Well, no, this is still the season.
Yeah, but I want to know what your rationale was for picking Chelsea to win it, because my rationale for picking Arsenal to win it last year was we didn't have any European games, and I thought that our team was fairly good and we had made good signings. Obviously Arsenal weren't as good last year as they were this year, but Chelsea, like how are we going to let you get away with the fact that you were 11 points wrong on Chelsea?
My favorite Simpsons character is the dad.
All right.
But no, actually no, let's see. Back then, let's rewind this back. Thomas Tuchel was still a manager.
True.
We bought veteran players to help in positions of need. They didn't, but the idea was that these guys were here to fix our holes, and they didn't. That last year's summer transfer window does not look very good in retrospect.
I mean, it's exceptionally bad what you guys did last summer.
Almost every player, except for like Fofana, is up for sale from the summer.
Wild.
Every non-young player is up for sale, and most of the young players are probably going out on loan.
Before we let Sean get away with too much, Sean also was a homer, and you take some shame here as well for picking Spurs to win, and they finished 8th. So, but Brad saves you because he was just Chelsea were so bad this year. We're so bad.
I'm gonna dodge this too, just because Brad was worse.
Hit us with those relegation teams, Sean.
All right, so in relegation, Sean had Everton, Leeds, and Bournemouth.
Everton,
I was
Leeds,
really close to all 3.
You had all 3 in the relegation fight.
Yeah, I was really close. Bournemouth surprised me. James, you had Southampton, Fulham, and Bournemouth.
Okay, so
Fulham as your glaring weakness.
Yeah,
because I believe we'll find out soon, but I believe you had them pretty low.
Maybe as low as they can
find
go.
Out soon. Yes, and Brad, you had Everton, Bournemouth, and Fulham.
Fulham also quite bad.
Yeah.
So Brad got none.
I had none.
No teams
relegated. Everton.
Sean got 1 with Leeds, right?
I got one with Leeds. You got 1 with Southampton, and so yeah.
Who were your other 2? You picked Everton and Bournemouth.
You picked Fulham and Bournemouth, and I picked Everton and Bournemouth.
So I think technically you probably will. I think if we had to assign a winner for that category, it would have to be you because Everton finished 17th, whereas Fulham finished 10th. And so our third pick, both obviously our Bournemouths are the same, but our other one is where the differentiation would be. So I guess props to you.
Sean Stradamus gets a win there, where he's going to get a dethronement. Wait,
technically by points earned, I beat James in the relegation fight here. I have 15 points for my relegation teams.
That's not what we're talking about, Brad.
James has 16, so I think I finished second for relegation teams.
You got 0 correct. Brad, you can make that claim when we look at the overall
table. 0
correct, but you got 0 correct of the teams that are
making that claim right now. I'm making that claim right now.
All right, friends of the podcast.
It's invalid. It's invalid.
Yes,
I was more right than you.
Whatever you
this
say,
will
Brad.
Be stricken from the record.
Whatever you say. Nah, Sean. He can have this moment. He can say what he wants because he's getting dragged for the rest of the episode.
Y'all want to hear about the Golden Boot?
Yes, please. Yes, please. I do want to hear about the Golden Boot, Sean.
All right. So I decided that the Golden Boot would be Harry Kane. In an absolutely normal, regular year where there is not an alien allowed to play in the EPL, I would have been correct, but I was not. I finished second. Golden Boot for James picked the alien.
I did.
He picked Holland.
I did.
So he is correct. Golden Boot for Brad. You picked Salah. He struggled early in the year, but I feel like he picked up a good amount of goals.
He did.
I think we all picked 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Salah came on from the middle half on.
Let's just put the goals. No, Salah was 4th technically because Ivan Toney finished 3rd.
Ivan Toney,
Ivan Toney doesn't count because he probably gambled to finish 3rd.
Brad.
All right, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Stop.
Sir. Anyways. All right. Yeah. So that was close.
Ivan Toney, hold on. Oh, we need to apologize to Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney,
I'm so sorry, Ivan Toney. I know it's a mental thing. It's Mental Health Awareness Month for men. And I'm glad you are seeking the help that you need. And that joke was uncalled for. But aren't most jokes uncalled for?
All right, that's terrible. Move on. What the heck, Brad?
Golden Glove. I picked Allison.
Respectable. He finished 2nd.
Okay, you're close.
I'm trying to look up the leaderboard right now.
I got it up.
You're 2nd. We got it up. We got you.
Okay. I'll keep moving on.
You got the sheets. We got the stats.
James picked Ederson.
That was not a good pick.
That was 6th. Don't worry.
Brad picked Mendy.
Yo, how many games did Eduardo Mendy play for Chelsea this year? Can you pull that up real quick, Brad?
Like 5.
Like how many Premier League games did he play this year? because it's a astronomically low number. So obviously, the Premier League Golden Glove winner is David De Gea from Manchester United. All right, and then who would have guessed that De Gea would have won the Golden Glove this year? Especially with the way that United started in the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season. The fact that he finishes the season with 17 17 clean sheets is impressive. So you're saying Mendy played 10 games
total? That's all competitions.
Oh, how many Premier League games? Get that transfer market.
10 Premier League games.
Okay, so he played
12 overall.
Okay, so my goalkeeper Ederson played every game, probably almost every game for City, and he had 11 clean sheets. He had more clean sheets than Eduardo Mendy played in games for Chelsea this year. Oh, shout out to Nick Pope and Aaron Ramsdale though. 14 apiece each. They tied Allison for second. So we got 3 people tied for second. David Raya.
What's the second name you said there?
Nick Pope and Aaron Ramsdale.
Oh, just want to make sure I keep tabs on who's holding out their spot for Dean Henderson.
Wait, yeah, I was saying, did you mean to say Dean Henderson there?
Let me look on this list to find out where Dean Henderson is on this list.
You're gonna have to scroll a long way.
All right, let me go to sheet number 2. Dean Henderson, 14th. Tied for 14th.
While you're doing that, I'm going to move on to the FA Cup.
Hold on, time out. Before you do the FA Cup, Eduardo Mendy did have 1 clean sheet for Chelsea this year.
Wow! Congratulations, 1 out of 10. That's 10%. 10% of games.
Finished tied for 26th.
We're playing golf here.
The FA Cup, which we did later, we did not do it in our normal sheets of integrity.
True.
We did this later because the FA Cup starts later.
True.
So at this point of the season, we had form in mind. So this needs to have an asterisk by it. We did not pick it before the season.
Yeah, true.
So Sean decided that Newcastle was going to win. Wrong. James decided that Arsenal was going to win.
Very wrong. Arsenal finished. We were out in like the 5th round.
Wrong.
Very wrong.
Wrong. Brad, however, did correctly pick City.
Let's go. The only thing that mattered on the sheets of integrity was the FA Cup, guys. I don't know why you guys are trying to dunk on the FA Cup like this and talk about, we didn't do it at the right time. Whatever.
We're not dunking on the FA Cup.
No, y'all just trying to hate on me for getting it right.
We're hating on the League Cup.
I saw it written in the stars.
I thought you only saw things with Chelsea written in the stars.
I've got a new counter. Hold on, that's 2.
We need to get a pitch counter, Sean. With how much he says, put a pitch counter. Click at.
All right. So I will quickly run through Europe. So Sean, I forgot about this.
Do them together. Do the winner and the Golden Boot together.
Yeah, the Europa. I selected Tottenham, and I said Dybala would be the Golden Boot winner. James, you selected Arsenal as the Europa winner. You were wrong, but your Golden Boot winner would be Nketiah. Really wrong. Brad is the closest. He said that Roma would be the winner, and Tabby Abraham would be the Golden Boot winner.
Anthony Taylor screwed me out of this victory.
That was tough. So in the UCL, I said that Bayern Munich would win. I was wrong. I also said that Vlahovic would be the Golden Boot winner. I was wrong on that. James, you said that AC Milan would win.
I was close, semifinalists.
You were close. No, the finals, right?
No, AC Milan.
Yeah, semifinal.
It was Inter.
And that Giroud would be the Golden Boot winner. He barely played, so that's really wrong. Brad, you said that Chelsea would be the UCL winner.
However, lied to me.
Yeah, they often do. You also said that Holland would be the Golden Boot winner, and you were correct.
All right. A little bit of context for everybody. Marcus Rashford and Victor Boniface from Senegalese, they both tied for 6 goals in the Europa League. And then in the Champions League, Holland had 12. More context on top of that is that Olivier Giroud finished with finished 5 goals. He was tied for 6th. My rank only goes to 6th, so I don't see where Vlahovic is. But let me see if I can go to the actual Champions League website to see if Vlahovic is even on this list.
It's probably not. Okay,
I'm gonna scroll.
Can we just leave it there?
No,
we gotta scroll. Let's see how many pages.
Hailo Mudryk is on this list before I see Vlahovic.
Wow.
Lukaku. Here's the question: did Vlahovic even score in the Champions League this year?
Okay, well, we don't need to. We don't need to go. We've got other things we need to do on the podcast. We don't need to go down this.
We do.
Wait. So this pick was more wrong than my Chelsea.
Guendouzi's on the list before I saw Vlahovic. Aubameyang's on the list before. Okay.
All right. Well, we've got other things we need to talk about.
All right. You're right, Sean. I apologize.
Wait, wasn't Juventus in the Europa League?
They started the Champions League.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. Now's the time. We need to look at these league tables. So, loyal listeners will probably remember we did this in August before the season started. We made a tier list. And it was not the right way to do it, but it was the way we had to do it at the time. We'll figure a better solution for next year when we actually do it. But we did a tier list essentially. I think I'm gonna kick this back to you, Shauna, as well for this one. I think you got the breakdown for us on this. Let me pull up the league table for people on YouTube so you guys can see where everybody finished. We'll have the league table up for a couple minutes before we swap back to the full view. But go for it, Sean.
All right, so finishing in last, we have Brad. So he selected Chelsea to finish first, and they finished 12th. So he got 11 points deducted there. Where he got it also wrong was Leicester. He picked them to finish 8th. So he was 10 off there because they got relegated. Where he got it right, he got Palace at 10th. And they were 1 off there. He also got Forest and Everton, who were 1 off of their places of where they should have been. So he finished with the 98 points. Jimmy with a whopping 92 points. He got City correct with the winner. He got 0 points there. He got that. His glaring weaknesses came at Newcastle or at Leicester. Newcastle, unless Leicester finishing 8th, which they did not. They got relegated. So that was -10 there. Fulham finishing 20th. And they finished in the top half. So that's not good there. Then up, unfortunately, to me, which I had Spurs, my team, finishing first. And they finished 8th. So I got a -7 points there. My glaring weakness was I had Leicester in the top 5 that got relegated. That's what really screwed me there. However, I did nail Forest, I did nail Palace, and I did nail Wolves. Everton as well for a score of 82 on the way out.
Not bad.
Now for the co-winners. I'm pre-shadowing or whatever it's called. Foreshadowing.
You haven't said my name yet.
James, my man, correctly predicted that City would win.
Ooh, hit him with a flex.
His other wins were that he had Arsenal 1 spot off of where they finished. He had Palace 1 spot off of where they finished. Wolves, Forest, and Everton 1 spot off of where they finished. He finished with a score of 80. Joel, however, nailed a bunch of them, and that's what really kept his score down. He had City winning. He had Palace in the exact position they would be in, and he had Leeds in the exact position they were in. And his glaring weaknesses would have been Brighton Hove Albion. He had finished in 16th, and they finished 7th. Or 6th, I'm sorry. And he had Fulham being 20th. Had it not been for those 2 glaring weaknesses, he would have obliterated you.
Whoa!
Hey,
wait!
There are not co-champions here. There is a tiebreaker for most zeros.
Okay.
And
most zeros is what we've decided on the tiebreaker.
just as Arsenal bottled the league, so did James here.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. So yes, we discussed this beforehand, and Joel and I tied on points, 80 points. So the rundown finished. Brad had 98, so he's going to be quiet now because he got just destroyed. Jimmy finished with 92 points. Sean had 82 points, very respectable. And then Joel and I finished on 80 points. So the conversation is, how do we delineate? What's the tiebreaker here? And we decided that the more correct picks you made, right? I think that's the fairest way. Whoever had more correct picks seems like that's the way to do it. And so I had only one correct pick in Manchester City, whereas Joel had City, he had Palace, and he had Leeds. So Joel had 3 correct picks, which I think is impressive, that he correctly identified 3 positions for 3 teams. I think that's quite impressive. Now, I did have a lot of, if you did 0 and 1 point picks, you did those combined. Joel had 5 0 and 1 point picks correct, and I had 6 0 and 1 points correct. So if we wanted to take it to another step, and maybe you could give me a little bit more grace. But Joel, congratulations, you have won. I don't know if we promised anything. I think we did promise something to someone if they won it. I'm gonna have to go back and look. I should have done this earlier, but we did promise something to someone as an incentive to do it. And so,
and there was a losers thing too, I think.
Yeah, there was a loser thing.
As a podcast, we will decide.
Wait. I'm not the loser though, so
wow.
It's not me.
Well,
it's not me.
Our friend Will.
There was one more submission.
So Will correctly identified City as the winner. However, he also put Juventus as the winner.
Yeah, co-champions, I guess, or something.
If we bring in the Serie A, he was 6 points off of his correct decision. Because they finished in 7th in the Serie A, unfortunately for them. He had some glaring weaknesses. He had a Leicester finishing 8th, which he was 10 points off. He had Atalanta, unfortunately, finishing in relegation zone.
This is the big one.
Which they finish 5th in Serie A. So that was a big point puller. Unfortunately, he also picked 21 teams. So he got dinged a little bit more than everyone else got dinged. But when you put more teams in, there are more points for you to be wrong. So he kind of brought this on himself on this. So Will is the loser of this.
Technically, if he I don't know what his beef was. I don't know what your beef is with Atalanta, Will, and why you were relegating Atalanta. I would have expected it to be Torino as a Juventus fan, because that's the derby, or Inter perhaps. But Juve finishing 7th and Atalanta finishing 5th. You picked up 21 points for Italian teams. If we had eliminated those 21 points, you would have blasted the doors off of Brad. You would have annihilated Brad, even picking so it was just, it's really the Italian teams which let you down, which is kind of a little bit sad as our resident Italian football expert. I think that's your title now. It has to be your title now because you're the one that watches it the most. It's pretty disappointing how poorly.
I told you. I thought this was basketball rules, and that's what went into my predictions. So I understand the game now.
Will is very good at basketball.
Next year I'm winning.
Yeah.
Next year I'm winning this.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you've already?
I have my first team down as Chelsea, and it's written in the stars. And you want to hear why it's written in the stars?
Yeah, you'll have to check back in August when we do that, before the Premier League season kicks off. But that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that endeavor, Joel. We will get with you. We will go back. We will check the tapes. We will figure out what it was that we promised you. We'll see how feasible that was and is, but maybe it was like a hat or something. Maybe we promised that we'd mail you a hat, but we already have hats, so I forget what it was, but we'll check the tapes, we'll figure it out. We'll get with you, Joel. You have our number, we have your number. Will, I think you are absolved from any kind. Brad, I'm fairly certain that the agreement was between the 3 of us, whoever was worst.
I think you're wrong.
All right. Well, we'll go back. I'll check the tape, Brad, and we'll figure out.
Okay, check the tape. Somehow that video got erased. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's on the internet. The internet's eternal.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do that again. I really enjoy that.
I like that.
We'll clean it up a little bit, I think, but we're going to do that again. We're going to do the Sheets of Integrity again. Maybe we'll get a little bit more, we'll pick like FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Maybe we'll just throw those in as well from the beginning. We can't do this midway through the season forum heat check type stuff on the Sheets of Integrity. That stuff ain't the play. Now
that we know that there's, there's implications on the line.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it a little bit more serious next year.
Yeah. So, but
Hurricane wasn't far off though. Come on.
Yeah.
In a normal year, 30 goals would have got him the Golden Boot.
True. Yeah. 30 goals is a great season. And the fact that it doesn't win the Golden Boot is wild. But there is a robot, and unless he gets injured next year, he's going to win it again.
I want to say, I would need to check this just to be sure, but I want to say that this is the second time that Harry Kane has scored 30 goals and not won the Golden Boot.
Wow.
Because I believe the last time he scored 30 goals was behind Salah that scored 32.
I think that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So that this would be the second time Harry Kane has scored 30 goals and not won the Golden Boot.
That's tough.
Which is crazy because Heung-min Son won the Golden Boot last year with 22.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, the wicked witch that is football, huh?
Yeah. Friends, loyal listeners, that's all we got. It's been a long time that we've been doing this for a long time. And the fact that there's some of you guys that still click on the video, click on the podcast, listen to us, it means a lot to us. It really does mean a lot. And we're really, really appreciative of the fact that you guys take 30 minutes a day or 45 minutes a day on certain days when we're a little bit more on tangents than normal. The fact that you guys, take some time out and listen to us and leave us comments and interact and chat with us about something that we all really enjoy, it means a lot to us. And for all the new listeners who have subscribed throughout the season, who come on board, it really does mean a lot to us, and we're really appreciative of all of you. We're not going anywhere. We really enjoy doing this. We're going to continue to do this for a while. We do have some things cooking that we're planning. I know I say this every summer that we're cooking some things, but I really do think we're going to see a lot of improvements in our production quality over the summer, things that we're excited about. And so we really, really do encourage you guys to just stick with us. And when we release things, click the button. We really appreciate it. Yeah. And so thanks so much for listening. We can't wait to continue to do this into the next season. And just thank you. We really appreciate you. Thanks so much. But check back next week. We'll have our first episode of season 4, whatever that's going to look like. We'll have to see. We have an idea, but you guys don't know. So we'll see. It'll be exciting. But until that time, you can follow us on Twitter. That guy up there is at KSBradG. Down below, that's at Whiteheart_Sean. I am at James Tiffany. Collectively, we are at Redcard_Radio. Again, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you guys. And we will talk to you guys soon.